Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Syaifani Aulia Riska. My class is Akhir 3A. My major is Islamic Economic. Okay, I will explain the topic about the role of Islamic bank in Indonesia. The role of Sharia bank in Indonesia. Definition of bank in general. Banks are financial institutions whose business activities are to collect funds from the public and channel these funds back to the public to profit other bank service. Manuel, according to law no 10 of 1998. What is a man? Bank by a bank is a business entity that collect funds from the public in the form of deposit and distributes them to the public in the form of credit and other forms in order to improve the standard of living of the people at large. Definition of Islamic bank. The word bank comes from the French word banco and from banco in Italian, which means chair or cupboard or bench. The word chair or cupboard implies a function as a place to store valuable objects such as gold cheese, diamond cheese, money cheese, and so on. In the Quran, the term bank is not clearly stated. In the Quran, the term bank is not clearly stated, but if what is meant is something that has elements such as structure, management, function, right and obligations, then all of that is clearly stated, such as zakat, sedekah, ghanimah, or spoils of war, bai, or buying and selling, and so on, which have functions that are carried out by certain roles in economic activities. In general, what is meant by Sharia bank are financial institutions whose main business is to provide credit and other service in payment, traffic, and circulation of money operating in accordance with Sharia principle. Therefore, the bank's business will always be related to the issue. Business will always be related the issue of money, which is main commodity. Characteristic of Sharia bank, namely, one, directing the Characteristic of Sharia bank, Islamic banks have several objectives, namely 1. Directing the economic activities of the people to pray in Islam, especially muamalat relating to banking, in order to avoid usury practice or other types of business, or treat the content elements of darar or doubtful, in which these types of business are prohibited apart from being prohibited. In Islam, it has also had a negative impact on the economic life of the people. 2. To create justice in an economic sector by distributing income through investment activities. 3. To improve the quality of life of the people by opening greater business opportunities, especially the poor. 4. To tackle the problem of poverty, which is generally the main program of developing countries. 5. To maintain economic and monetary stability. 6. To save the dependence of Muslim on non-Muslim banks. Next, function and roles of Islamic bank. The existence of banks as financial intermediation institution becomes an important instrument in the circulation of economic activity. In fact, the position of banking is in a strategic position because of its role in developing the real sector of a nation's economy. In Indonesia, where the majority of the population is Muslim, the existence of banking has become an important part of their daily economic activity. So that there is almost no economic activity in the Islamic community that is not related to the national banking system, as a relatively new situation when compared to conventional banks. Islamic banks have a duty to convince their customers that without implementing an interest system as an instrument in their transactions, Islam banks are also able to provide benefit to customer by means of profit sharing. Okay, that's all I say. Sorry if there is a mistake with my words, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.